I was on a bus up here about 6 months ago, and a guy got on. He put his money in. The bus driver said, "How much is that?" And the guy said, "It's £1.70. How? In Glasgow, how means why. I don't know why that is. You don't say £1.70, why. You say £1.70, how. You don't ponder why, you demand how. He said £1.70, how? And the driver said, "Well, it's £1.85 for a single." And the guy said, "It was £1.70 yesterday, you fucking dick." Classic negotiation tactics. But the driver held his nerve and he said, "Well, it's £1.85 today, you fucking dick." It was good. On public transport, you see a battle of the wits like this. And the guy just lost it. He said, £1.85. I don't want to buy the fucking bus. He's doing that sort of appealing for witnesses. And it goes on, and the guy starts punching the bit of perspex to get to the driver. And over years of taking the bus, I have familiarised myself with the onboard safety instructions. When a guy kicks off with a driver, don't even fucking look, just turn, look out the window, stare at the chewing gum, and go to a happy place. Have a bit of me time. I wonder how many fish fingers I've got in the freezer. I'm pretty sure I seen there were 3. I need to stop eating odd numbers of fish fingers. That was inevitable. There was going to be 3 left. Now what the fuck am I going to do with 3 fish fingers? That's not a lunch or a tea. That's just no man's land. I'm going to have to have one of their Tuesday night dinners when you put a gammon steak and then just chuck the 3 fish fingers on as well. Something in combo. Wherever you go in your happy place, you start to find that you get to know yourself. I looked at the window and there was a stationery shop. I never knew I liked stationery until that minute. I just looked there, going, "That's a fucking great deal on rubbers." When was the last time I rubbed something out? I might go in there, buy their rubbers. I might buy a pencil, sharpen it, a nice new pad, nice sharp pencil, write my name, and then just fucking rub it out. By the time I'd come back in for a landing, this situation had been resolved. A good Samaritan had put the extra money in just to get the bus moving, and the guy was on. He'd made it. Everybody's bracing themselves. Where's he going to sit? It's quite a quiet bus. I was going, fuck. The guy's on. And it was then I realised that I was sat in the seats that are designed for conversation. You know, the seats that face in opposite directions for people looking for stimulating debate with like-minded folk on the world's big issues. Speaker's corner, that's where I was sat. And the guy, he came in and sat right opposite me. He never recognised me, oblivious to the fact he was sitting opposite KVN. Never fucking... And the boss is pulling away. He's not going to a happy place. He's looking at that stationery shop. I might go in there and buy a pencil, sharpen it and stab him in the eye, the fucking wanker. The boss is going on, and he started talking to me. He said, "Where are you going, mate?" And I said, "I'm just going to meet my mate at the cinema." And he said, I've not been to the cinema in fucking ages. Right? And I said, "Oh, all right." He's struggling for small talk. You need to keep it going. You don't want the guy thinking you're being ignorant. I just said, "Oh, all right." And he said, "Do you ever see that movie, Social Network?" That's what he asked me. And I said, "Oh, the movie about Facebook." And he said, "Correct." As if you survived that fucking round. He said, "That Mark Zuckerberg, he's worth billions, mate." And I said, "Oh, I can imagine." And he said, "How?" And I said, "Well, he's the owner of Facebook." And he said, "Aye, but how does that make money, mate? It's fucking free." And you don't laugh. The onboard safety instructions tell you do not. In order to avoid a punctured lung, keep your face firmly on screensaver mode. He said, if I was in charge of Facebook, mate, I'd be saying fucking quid a go. It gave me a small sense of hometown pride when I realised the guy was serious. Small sense of hometown pride that there must be very few places in the world where Mark Zuckerberg would be offered financial advice from a guy who was 15 pence short for a single fucking bus. And once you've realised your dad's an arsehole, you can kind of use it to your advantage. I realised my dad was an arsehole in 1998. Right? 1998, you never had Sky Plus or Sky HD. It was just Sky. And you had, I'd say, 3 options. You could get it via a satellite dish, via a cable, or you knew a guy that could get you a box. You know, one of the guys that can get you a hold of anything for 40 quid. He can get you a Nissan Micra, 40 quid. He can get you a set of golf clubs, 40 quid. An iPod Nano, 40 quid. 50 quid in cash, 40 quid. Everybody's met a dodgy bastard, right? 40 quid. The satellite dish, that was the kind of working class option. No, satellite dish. You want a satellite dish. You want your neighbours to know you've got Sky TV. If you're paying £25 a month, you want your neighbours knowing that you're better than them. Now, we had Sky through a satellite dish, 1998. You could be watching Sky TV. Don't know if anyone remembers old school Sky. You could be watching Sky TV in the living room television, but you could also go upstairs to the bedroom TVs and watch Sky, but only with the person in the living room. Only what they were watching. I don't know the intrinsic technical explanation as to why that happened, but it just did. Saturday nights, me and my dad watching Match of the Day. It gets to the kind of shite games. And I say, right, I think I'm going to go to bed, Dad. Good night. And he continues the charade, and he says, are you going to bed, son? Oh, that's fine. Good night. And there's that mutual father and son. We both know what the plan is here. Casually exit the living room, nice and slow. Don't even stop off in the kitchen for a look in the fridge. Eyes on the prize, right up the stairs. Bedroom TV switched on, go to channel number 6. That's when you see what he's watching, number 6. TVs are synchronised, but he's in control. A few minutes go by, and he's still watching Match of the Day. I'm thinking, oh, that's fine, he must be giving it a couple of minutes. You don't want to make it too obvious. Oh, nice and smooth, he's done this before. Nice and smooth. Another few minutes go by. I'm thinking, come on, stick to the plan, Andy. Come on. You're better than this, come on. Looking at the bottom right of the TV, waiting for the numbers to get typed in. The numbers that could make or break the evening's entertainment. Waiting for the numbers, go on, play your numbers, give me your numbers. 9, that's good. That's good. He's played a 9, could not have hoped for a better start than a 9. 05, the 10-minute free view, jackpot. You're a dirty bastard, Dad, but I love you. That was back in the day, back in the old days, when the late night TV was good. Remember Channel 5 would stick a porno on. You'd have programmes like Eurotrash on Channel 4, and that's what kept young people off the streets. That's what put an end to teenage antisocial behaviour, put softcore porn back on terrestrial TV at the weekend. Thank you, sir. Remember, you'd be there watching Channel 5, the Red Shoe Diaries or Indecent Proposals. It gets to the good bit. You're ripping the head off it. Right. You get to the point of no return and they go to adverts. Quick, change that to Eurotrash. A midget poking a zebra's arse with a shopping trolley.